Hi, welcome to Pleasure Sports. Today we're going to take a look at Rip Curl's Dawn Patrol series wetsuits. And the Dawn Patrol is actually made in a couple different thicknesses. First, we have the 4.3mm, and it's a glued and blind stitch seamed, meaning the seam was first glued together and then blind stitched, and a blind stitch doesn't penetrate all the way through the neoprene, so it basically creates a watertight seam in the wetsuit. So the 4.3mm is 4mm thick in the chest, 3mm thick in the arms, 4mm down here in the core. And the 3.2mm has 3mm in the chest, down into the core, as well as 2mm in the arms. So that's the difference between the 4.3mm and the 3.2mm glued and blind stitched. We have one more to look at, which is the 3.2mm Flatlock series, which has a Flatlock seam, which is a breathable seam, and it's for more tropical waters, and we'll show you that wetsuit as well. But before we go to the Flatlock series, we're going to stay with the glued and blind stitch series of the 3.2 and the 4.3 because they're identical in construction. So let's take a look. We already looked at the glued and blind stitch seam, so we know it's a watertight seam. Rip Curl and the Dawn Patrol is actually using the Elastomax 3 neoprene, which is a super stretch, high quality, durable neoprene throughout key parts of the upper body of the wetsuit, the shoulders, the underarms. You'll also see, combined with this Elastomax 3 stretch neoprene, seamless underarm gussets, and that actually allows to maximize the stretch within the wetsuit. A couple other things to take a look at is this front mesh panel. This is wind resistant as well as water resistant, so water hits it and it actually repels. And if you look here on the back, I'm going to show you, again, the 3.2mm GBS, the glued and blind stitch, is what GBS stands for, and the 4.3 GBS are identical in construction. And if I show you here on the back of this particular wetsuit, you've got an adjustable collar. You've got Rip Curl's blue zip zipper. It's actually called the Bluesteel zip. It has an overlapping teeth construction as well as a coating meant for water leakage. And it's, again, got a great back liner here behind the zipper so that you don't have any rubbing. And so it's just really comfortable. So again, we've taken a look at the glued and blind stitch seams. One thing I want to show you is that there are actually no seams in the upper shoulder. And like the underarm, you also get to maximize the stretch in the shoulders. A couple other things I want to show you is that you have a key stash pocket in the wetsuit, and it's located down here on the bottom left leg, and it has a little zipper, and you can stash your key, and here's a little key loop if you'd like, and you zip it up. A few more things you can take a look at. You've got the super durable S-Flex knee pads. This is a really durable material that Rip Curl's integrated on the wetsuit to help prevent tearing up the nylon on the exterior of your wetsuit. And while we're here at the back, we'll take a look a little bit on the interior of the neck seam. You have what's called a rolled collar, and there's two pieces of neoprene. You can see my fingers here are rolling it. And the fact that it's able to roll helps prevent rashing around the neck, and the glide skin actually creates a seal between your neck and the glide skin material, so you don't have a lot of water flushing in and out of the wetsuit. So you have a great zipper, a great back entry, and now we'll take a look at the interior of the suit so you can see what you get for your money. Okay, so we have a great chest panel here, and this is a heat retaining, water repelling material that's been integrated in the Dawn Patrol in the chest. You'll see that Elastomax 3 neoprene in these gray areas up in the upper arms and underarms, as well as the lower legs. And I'll flip the suit around. The back and shoulders where you need it the most. And you'll even see it here in the crotch area, so it's nice and comfortable when if you're having to straddle a board of some sort when you're doing your sport or jet ski or whatever it is that you do. A couple other great features I want to point out in the construction of the suit. You have reinforcement taped seams within the suit. You have them around here, around the well, lower well, where the zipper is, because a lot of tension is created when we pull up the zipper. You have some reinforced taping around the groin area and the back seam, as well as in the lower leg and anywhere that you find that there's a high stretch, high pull, high tension areas within the wetsuit. So they've done a really great job reinforcing the wetsuit on the inside of the suit as well. So that's the Dawn Patrol 4.3 and 3.2 millimeter wetsuit. And again, they're sealed seamed wetsuits, meaning they have the glued and blind stitched seam construction. And now we'll take a look at the Rip Curl Dawn Patrol 3.2. It's only made into 3.2 because this is a much warmer water wetsuit. It's utilizing the same E3 neoprene, the Elastomax 3 neoprene. And the difference between the suits is a couple different things. You have again, the breathable seam. This is a Flatlock seam construction. The Elastomax is still being used in the underarm gussets, and you can notice again, there's no seams here, so you can maximize the stretch. No seams in the upper arms, so you can really maximize it there as well. This happens to be a beautiful colorway. This wetsuit, I believe it comes in a solid black, one with some blue, I think one with some red and one with some gray. It all depends on the season, the colors will change, but you can look on our site for more details about the colors. If we take a look at the back of the suit, again, identical in construction. Where it starts to, you have a few differences is on the interior of the suit. This suit's designed for warmer water, so it doesn't have that heat generating chest pad. It would just be too hot for this suit, so you don't have that. Let me show you the inside. So what I've done is I've taken the Dawn Patrol and I've flipped it inside out, and we're taking a look at the construction of the Flatlock Dawn Patrol. And right over here we are looking at the glued and blind stitched Dawn Patrol, and so I want you to be able to see the key differences. From the material standpoint, the Flatlock Dawn Patrol with the breathable seam also has that ergonomic shape still with it. It's using the Elastomax 3 neoprene in key stretch areas, which is the gray, and you'll notice the gray here as well, and the groin down here. Where the two suits differ is that you don't have the red polyplo thermal material here on the chest, because that would make this 3.2 Flatlock suit a little too warm. It would make you too warm, whereas this one here is for a little bit for colder waters and you want that extra thermal protection. You can notice that the seams are breathable throughout the suit. There's no taping like there is here. And the same thing, all the seams are breathable. So water can actually penetrate, very little water, but water can actually penetrate a Flatlock stitch. And a Flatlock stitch is actually a really durable seam construction for wetsuits. This is great for more tropical waters. Or if you tend to get overheated in wetsuits in general. But you'll also notice the same glide skin neck roll material on the neck. If I flip it over, and we'll flip both over, you'll notice again, same materials, but Flatlock construction instead of a glued and blind stitch. So it's an absolutely wonderful wetsuit, incredible price point. I believe it's around $110 for the Flatlock version. And it's using the high quality materials, and both suits just have so much technology in them, and so you're really getting an incredible value wetsuit for the price that you're paying for the Dawn Patrol, which is Rip Curl's sort of entry-level wetsuit, and it's just really fantastic what you start to see in the high-end zippers and the high-end materials being used in the reinforcements. Again, we took a look at today. To recap, we looked at the 4.3 millimeter. Glued and blind stitched, and we looked at the 3.2 millimeter glued and blind stitched Rip Curl Dawn Patrol. And one more thing I want to show you before I leave is a great pairing for these wetsuits is the 3 millimeter Dawn Patrol bootie. It's a split toe in design. It has a great hydro lock contour at the top, and that stops water from just kind of pouring into the bootie. And these go underneath your wetsuit. You have a great pull-up strap. You have some great reinforcement straps on the suit to actually keep the shape of the boot, and it's really durable and non-slip. So it's a great boot at a great price point. And a great pairing for the thicker wetsuits is this incredible, it's called the F-Bomb hood, and it's really warm and really comfortable. It's made out of high-end neoprene. It's also reinforced on the seams, so it's really comfortable on your face and on your head. It has a nice little visor and an adjustable cord here to adjust the rim of your face, and it has a nice comfort chin design as well. It's very ergonomically designed, and a great skirt under here. that actually fits comfortably and makes a seal on the neck of your wetsuit. So this is a great complementary hood that you can purchase separately. You can see hoods and boots in our left navigation under accessories. So check out the Dawn Patrol wetsuits and check out our accessories on pleasuresports.com.